Brother lads, welcome back to Kossi's Arsenal podcast. My name is Kossi. I'm massively late. And it's flu. I'm really suffering from bad flu. I'm really uncomfortable. But we have made it. We did it, lads. Arsenal won. Aston Villa nil. The final score there is what is important. The 3 points. The rest 4-4 is now clear. Arsenal are leading that race by far. And the energy, I'm sick, by the way, lads. I'm very sick. But look, that's a game. That is how you bounce back, first and foremost. Well, because the question in our last video, in the preview, is do Arsenal bounce back? How do you bounce back? And that is how you bounce back. You go to the Villa Park against the very quality Aston Villa side and make them look like trash, because they look like a very poorly coached side. But that is not true. Look, no one should lie to you, and no one should lie to themselves. That Aston Villa side, lads, is a very well coached side. Very well coached. But Arsenal is better. And I think that is what the difference is. That is where the difference is. You've got to be better. You've got to be good enough. You've got to be better, and we were better. Hit the like button, subscribe to the Dem channel as well if you love the content. What did you make of this game? Obviously, when we do match reactions, we select our man of the match, and this time we are also going to do. We're going to start doing player ratings as well. So we will be doing player ratings, and we will also select our man of the match. Now, man of the match, I'm going to give you 5 options today. Defensive wise, I thought we were outstanding. The one moments where, I think this is a very different kind of game, because look, we didn't lose, we didn't have many spells where we were, on the back foot. It was majorly Arsenal playing well, just, having the ball. It was easy, wasn't? I mean, you cannot say it was easy against Frank Lampard, Steven George Wright's Aston Villa. But some point it was easy. It was easy. So, but defensive wise, I thought we did well. And I'm gonna give lots of credit to Ben White and Gabriel Magalhaes. I thought today they were outstanding as well. Leno as well. I mean, I was a little bit skeptical at times. Look, my heart could skip many of the times when Leno was because Leno was in goal. But what did you make of Ben White's performance? Man of the match. So that is option 1. I'm giving you 5 options for man of the match. Ben White. Let's go with Thomas Partey as well in the midfield, because I thought Partey did very well. Against the likes of Douglas Luiz, Philippe Coutinho, Jacob Ramsey, because and Joe McGinn as well, because McGinn is one of those deadly midfielders that loves whipping in crosses from deep in the midfield. So you don't give him the time, and you must not give him the minerals. Sorry, he has the minerals, but you don't give him the time to exploit the minerals. And I think Partey did that very well. So Partey, does he come as man of the match? Saka. I mean, when I looked at that battle on paper, Saka versus Ashley Young, I was like, what the hell is happening? Have you seen what Saka, have you seen what Martinelli has done to Trent Alexander-Arnold in midweek? Because look, one of our strongest points is our wingers, wide play. And I pray that at some point in time, look, this could be a little bit costly, but it will come as we start to dominate games and dominate games more, and probably become a very hard side to beat. I want a time to reach when we have good fullbacks. Tierney and probably someone like Tariq Lamptey or Noise Marzroy or Sergio Dest, because I feel like our fullbacks are not pushing up. I'm not pushing high enough, despite the fact that we control games, game in, game out. But I thought Saka was outstanding. Those 1v1s against Tyrone Mings and Ashley Cole. And Ashley Young. Ashley Young, we have paid you back. Look, it was 8-2 more than a decade ago. You scored against us. in that 8-2 thriller, Manchester United. But we paid you, bro. Today, when you go to get some rest, you'll feel it. So, Saka for man of the match, Partey man of the match, White man of the match. Surprisingly, Emil Smith Rowe for man of the match as well. Yeah, I'll go for Emil Smith Rowe for man of the match as well. And who else should go for? I think Odegaard was not that good today. I don't think he was that good today. Okay, let's go with those four options. Let's go with those four options because I thought they were outstanding. If you want to add the fifth, then it could be Gabriel Magalhaes because I thought again he was outstanding. 25 games in a row for Arsenal. 25 games in a row for Arsenal. More, I think he's played more. He's played one more game consistently than Aaron Ramsdale. Ramsdale 24 starts in the Premier League for Arsenal. But let's get to it. So select your man of the match from those four options, lads. Who was your man of the match? Is it Partey? Is it Ben White? Is it Emil Smith Rowe? And is it Saka? And I'll try to break down why I think those players were outstanding today. But let's get to the game. And my initial thought was 1-1. If you still remember my reaction yesterday, my prediction yesterday, I said, look, it's going to be one Arsenal, one Aston Villa. I was a little bit afraid that we might not be able to keep Aston Villa out. But it's been very true. We kept them out. We kept them without scoring with so much ease. Because this is how they started. Emi Martinez was in goal. They played a back four, obviously. Their usual centre back pairing. You had Ezra Konsa and Tyrone Mings. Then you had Ashley Young at left back, and then Matty Cash, at right back. They played a 4-3-3. The midfield three, you had Joe McGinn, Douglas Luiz, and Jacob Ramsey, right? And then up front, you had Ollie Watkins down through the middle, who I thought was silent today, but obviously he's a big threat, big threat, especially his abilities on the ball and the terms of the ball. So they had him, Ollie Watkins, up front, and I thought he would really cause lots of problems to us. I was surprised to some extent that he actually didn't. I was surprised. I think it was, Ben White and Gabriel that really were outstanding because he didn't. So, look, in a 4-3-3 formation, I thought they were just like us. Now, we played that 4-2-3-1, but it is predominantly a 4-3-3 because Lacazette falls deep, and then he makes a line of three with Smith Rowe and Martinelli, and then Odegaard falls deep as well in midfield to have that three of Partey, Xhaka, and Odegaard. So for me, it's literally we are playing a 4-3-3. But the reason that's why we are playing it in a 4-3-3-1 is the basics of positional play, the basics of a 4-3-3. We have actually not yet mastered. So it would really need a lot of hard work, and it would really expose us. So I think that's why Mikel is still playing a 4-2-3-1. But generally, lads, the first half, what a performance we had from Arsenal. And I think if you're a Villa fan there, you're like, Arsenal have beaten us 3-1 at the Emirates. It is payback time. Villa are in fine form. They had won 3 of their last 5 Premier League fixtures, losing 2 obviously. But of course, both games came into this one after losing their last directly last match. We lost to Liverpool. I don't remember who Villa lost to, but they had lost their last. We had lost our last. So literally, we needed morale. But I think Mikel Arteta has done so much to the mentality of this team that you simply cannot recognize them anymore. This is a side that played well and lost well against Liverpool because 2-0 you've lost well. Honestly, you've lost well. So we lost against Liverpool, and you expected to have setbacks. And on top of that, our best goalkeeper, Ramsdale, is out. Coming into a side that has Danny Ings and Ollie Watkins. Watkins has already involved himself in 9 goals, actually 10 goals this campaign for Aston Villa. Ings as well. He didn't start. We were lucky there, but Filippo Coutinho, you've got to think about Coutinho as well, and you're like, wow, this is going to be a real party. But guess what, lads? It wasn't a real party. It wasn't a real party. It was a party for Arsenal alone. I think the attendance of Aston Villa was not there. So we've beaten them back to back this season, and that is interesting. But I think the big point to talk about here, lads, is the mentality. We've bounced back. Yes, we've not scored more than once, and that is not because we didn't create the chances, and that is not because we did get the opportunities. We did score more than one because we are lacking a striker. In our 6 things we learned, I will not say it again, but remember in the last 6 things we learned against Liverpool, I said you need to get a striker. You need to bury your chances, right? There was that chance where I thought Lacazette could have set up Martin Odegaard in the second half. All those patterns have not yet, we've not yet mastered. And what's going to be even difficult is that we are going to have 3 new members in this 11. Trust me, lads, 3 new members in this starting 11 come next season. So it's not going to be that easy. But the whole point, we bounce back at the Villa Park away from home. I think we've been doing very away from home. We've been doing a little bit better. But this was good. We had every inch of possession in the first half. Actually, Villa looked very, very... they looked like visitors, but visitors who have visited Liverpool. Sorry to say that. I think they looked like visitors that had visited Liverpool. We were very, very good. Spot on. Everything we did, every time. Actually, the commentator on BT said, I think Arsenal are too much for Aston Villa because they're too good on the ball, and that is where we won the game. But you know where we actually managed the game? We were too good off the ball, and that's it. I think that is what Mikel wants his teams to be. Because if you go back to his interview, a couple of years ago when he was still pursuing his badges, he actually says, I want my team to dictate what goes on the pitch. I do not want my team to follow events. I want us to set the pace. I want us to set the rhythm. And honestly, lads, with all due respect, we were setting the pace today, and Villa, embarrassingly, they were following. They were embarrassing today. They were absolutely embarrassing today. And look, I've started to realize, because I used to say, Arsenal has beaten a bad side. Arsenal has beaten a weak side. But it is also true that we make these sides look very, very poor. There are 3 things we do. 1, we always fight for the ball. Within 5 seconds, we have the ball back. That is when we lose it. And we have improved so much on our ball retention. That is very key to modern football, especially when to what Mikel Arteta wants to play. Very, very key. Can you win the ball back, and can you win the ball back as quick as possible before the opponent puts together a string of consecutive worth passes? We've done it today. We did it against Liverpool. And if you look at the goals we considered against Liverpool, Saka hits the ball on Robertson. I think he hits it on Robertson, and Roberto Firmino is in the box. And Robertson is also, I think, Robertson is, gets to the box. Then the first goal is the brilliance of Thiago Alcantara. It happens. Yeah, that one happens. All the time, you're going to have those brilliant, through balls from Thiago, from Naby Keita, from Kevin De Bruyne, from Martin Odegaard. It happens. You can't keep such players out, right? The likes of Ozil, the likes of Dennis Bergkamp. You can't keep them out. At some point in time, they create the magic. They're good at that. They're not good at finishing. They plan. They plan for others to finish. So, but if you take away the goals from that game, Liverpool was second best, and Mikel said it. and Jurgen Klopp said it, that this Arsenal side, we have a problem on our hands. So Villa today, I'm sorry, we were too much for them, really too much for them. And if you look at that first half, lads, the goal comes in a way that is jumbled, I think, I must say, but it is too easy. Very, very easy. I think it is also, I have reasons to believe that it is right from the training ground, because it is deep, and you expect that ball to, you expect anyone standing on that ball to put it around the back line. But what they do, they start it. Cedric has done well to stay on side. Then he crosses it in. Villa struggle to keep it out, and it falls onto the little magician's boots. That's a fine goal. Look, Emi Martinez is fuming. I know he's fuming. Muska says, he has this dance. You know that dance, eh? Right, but he's fuming now. He's fuming because he knows that he's beaten to that ball. The ball has traveled. It has come a long way. It has traveled a huge distance. Traveled, through legs. And honestly, we've got to believe that he's got nothing to do for that. He can't be equal to the challenge. Honestly, he wouldn't be equal to the challenge. And that is how we get our first goal. But what is interesting is that even after the first goal, our reaction is late, absolutely late. Because I thought Villa would then wake up, and indeed they woke up. When we scored the first goal, they woke up. They started putting together a couple of passes, a couple of moves. They started planning, and at some point in time, we found ourselves defending high, deeper than higher. Because starting the game, whenever we lost the game, we had a high press. But when we scored, we started defending deeper a little bit. They pushed us, right? But that was done for a very, very long time. What I liked about it is when you score, how do you react? There are two things for me there are two ways for me that I feel are okay to react. One, react by getting a second, by trying to get a second goal as your opponent regroups and is trying to react to the goal. Or if your opponent is as good as Villa and they can react very quickly, then what you do is you react by trying to manage the game. Of course, they're gonna have lots of energy after conceding. Can you manage that moment around 5 minutes, around 10 minutes, so that moment passes? When that moment passes, then we are back to square, and that is what Arsenal did. We managed very well the period after the goal, and Villa, and when Villa cooled down, we were now on backs. We were back on square one, forgetting that we had an advantage, and that's how Villa lost the game. Because this is a 0-0. It's a 0-0. Apart from our goal, it's a 0-0. Well-managed game, well-managed side, well-coached Villa side, well-coached Arsenal side, but we were better. We were better at it. And I said this during our match reaction against Liverpool. Liverpool beat us because they were better. They've been coached well and better than Arsenal. And they're used to living in this glory of a big team. They've been there for 6 years now, so they know if we do not win a game by playing well, then we steal the points. They stole the points, and we were absolutely fuming. We were fuming because we thought we had to take the points. But lads, the first half was absolutely very, very okay. Now let's discuss Tyrone Mings and that challenge against Saka, which many people believe it should have been a red card, and I believe it should have been a yellow card. I've been talking to friends here who believe they are Manchester United colleagues, but they believe Tyrone Mings meets the ball, he hits the ball, and therefore it's not a bookable offense. In my case, it's a yellow card. It's not a red, but it's a reckless challenge. Reckless challenge. I think, look, it's far away. The ball is far away, and to get that ball is got to go through Bukayo Saka. Don't go for it, because if you look at where that ball is I doubt Saka is going to really, because it's in our own half. But then I thought he was a little bit nasty on Saka, and he's actually come off. He's been, he was taken off by Mikel Arteta, but I hope he's okay, because we do not want to have Saka, Martinelli, and Ramsdale. Ramsdale is also injured as well. So we don't have three. We don't want to have three of our best players injured. We have tough games coming up. We have really, really tough games coming up. In the second half, lots of credit to how we started, because Villa thought they would press us against the pedal in the second half. They were wrong. We pressed them against the pedal, and they started the second half the way we wanted, and the way they would never want to start. To have started the second half. Listen, when you're losing, when you are when you're not winning, you don't want to start the second half on the back foot. You don't want that. It's one of the things that are very, very deadly, very dangerous, very deadly, very, very deadly. So in the second half, what we do, we come back, lots of belief, and I think Mikel has told the boys, go in there and get a second goal. I think that's it. He's told them, go in there and get a second goal. I don't know why my... Right, I hope it's fine now. My cable disconnects, and when I'm using Wi-Fi, it becomes weak. So, right, so the second half, I thought it was going to be game management. But then I desperately wanted us to get a second goal, because that is what you do. Against clubs like Villa, that is what you do. You desperately try to get a second goal as early as possible. Because Villa, we've seen them in a late action against Manchester United. We beat United. I mean, they beat United. They scored twice against United in the last 10 minutes of the game. United failed to handle the game. They failed to manage the game well. I think Arsenal didn't do that. We managed our game very well. We were absolutely disciplined. And that is important. That's very important. In the second half, we did expose ourselves. And you see, if we look at the statistics, even in the second half, this Arsenal side did not give up. We didn't give up. We didn't play boring football, right? It was not all about game, time wasting and game management. We were a threat. We looked a threat in the second half. But what was beautiful there is we looked a threat, we looked good, and managed the game well. That is all we wanted. Look, anyone can come out and say, look, see, Arsenal didn't play the exciting football that they played against Liverpool. But it was just enough. It was enough to pick up the points. So let me read for you the second half. Statistics. Arsenal 49% ball possession. Total shots, we had 6, they had 8. On target, we had 1. Off target, we had 1, they had 6. Block shots, we had 4. Right? We had 3 corners, they had 3. So we were better than them in the second half, in the first half, and then we matched their level in the second half. Right? Of course, they were a little bit unlucky not to have Luca Digne in there. I thought Luca Digne would have made a huge difference for me, because players like Emi Buendia, yes, he played out wide, but he really didn't provide them with anything. Filippo Coutinho would have been better if if there was a lot of width provided by Luca Digne, and I thought they missed him to some extent. Right, but this is a game where we've won, and I'm contented. I'm absolutely okay. Right. So who are your men of the match? I need to know. Is it Ben White? Is it Thomas Partey? Is it Bukayo Saka or Emil Smith Rowe? So we are going to do player ratings right about now. And what we are going to do is we're going to go player per player, and then we will, award them out of 10, right? I hope that will be fair enough. I hope that will be fine. Yeah, definitely. I hope it's fine. I hope it's okay. Right. So, but vote for man of the match. Before we get to the player ratings, I would love to ask you to smash the like button if you've not done that yet. And my man of the match, lads, in that game, I'm going to go with Thomas Partey. I will go with Thomas Partey because Partey had a role in this game that was quite heavy, quite very, very heavy. And if you look at here, I think Xhaka and Odegaard were not in top form. So it was Partey who was lit in that midfield. So I'll go with Thomas Partey. And the reason is he had to match the likes of Joe McGinn and Douglas Luiz, but then he had a primary role of Filippo Coutinho. Obviously, Coutinho, we know that the tricks and the antics he can, he can produce. I think Arteta comes into this game well aware that, he's a threat. And we've managed him very well. We've really, really managed him very, very well. Because he had very many touches. He looked like the bright spark in that team. Actually, there were 3 players that I thought were good in that team. John McGinn, Filippo Coutinho, and Douglas Luiz. The rest, average. Absolutely average. So, vote for your man of the match. I've gone with Thomas Partey. I thought he controlled the midfield. And instead of Martin Odegaard, because we are used to Odegaard having, making himself available for Aston to pass to therefore creating overloads and superiorities on the pitch. This time it was Partey. If you noticed, Partey was available. He made himself available. Look, the last 2 games, Odegaard, no, I don't think it's been that good. But honestly, today Partey was better. So I've gone with Thomas Partey as my man of the match. I hope I'm right. So I need your player ratings. I need your player ratings. But I also need your man of the match reactions. Right? Man of the match reactions. Who was your man of the match? Kosi, I don't even know who to pick for man of the match. Ben White, my man Anu. Look, I cannot disagree. But why I will go with Partey today was more of a midfield battle, right? And if you look at the momentum bar, right? If you look at the momentum bar of that game, Arsenal have done very well. Actually, we've done better than Aston Villa overall. But it is courtesy of it's courtesy of the midfield. It's courtesy of Thomas Partey. Honestly, it's courtesy of Thomas Partey. Right. So I'll have an opportunity to show you this. Hope it works. Come on, you have to work. Right. Yeah, it worked. Yeah, it worked. I mean, at times it disturbs me a little, but it worked. So here we are. I'll try to make this a little bit longer for us to see, for each of us to see. There we are. I could just reset this. Right. So this is it, lads. This is it. This is Thomas Partey's game by numbers, right? But what I'm interested in here is the heat map. I want you to look at his heat map, and that is the point, right? Let's do this. Make our work a little bit late. Sorry for that. I mean, at times production goes wrong, but look, Partey. Played 90 minutes. Touches 58. Right? Touches 58. Accurate passes 88% passing accuracy. 43 passes accurate out of 49. Speaks volumes. Long balls 6, 3, three perfect. Then we had he had three dribbles, two of them perfect as well, completed. Ground dwells 8, 4 completed. Aerial dwells 3, 1 completed. Possession lost only 7 times. Falls 3, was fouled 0 times. Interceptions 2, tackles 2, dribbled past 0. No one dribbled past Thomas Partey. And that's why I've gone for him, lads, as my man of the match. Outstanding. Absolutely outstanding. He was good. But then, lads, let's get to the player ratings. Let's start off with the Ban Leno. What did you make of Leno's performance, lads? What did you make of Ban Leno? Because with Leno, it was a huge test for him. You're coming into a side that has been made very good by a goalkeeper. His distribution, like you look at the heat map here. I don't know why I can't get the full picture of the. Yeah, exactly. There we are. I got it. We have the whole. We have the whole picture of the heat map now. Absolutely. There, brilliant. So, if you look at his heat map, distribution, not so good. Absolutely, not so good. And we lacked it. We lacked Aaron Ramsdale's distribution in goal. But the good thing with him is he's a sweeper keeper, and you can see him. You can see him around these areas. He's a sweeper keeper, right? So he's not that bad. Honestly, he's not that bad. And I think he made that very, very crucial save as the game was ending. I think it's a Felipe Coutinho free kick, and then he makes that very, very crucial save. So if you look at high claims, 1 runs out 1 and succeeded, saves 1, punches 1. I don't think it was bad. I don't think it was poor today, Leno. Yeah, no, honestly, lads, I don't think it was poor today. So Leno today, I would give him kept a clean sheet as well. 7 is okay. Honestly, lads, 7 is okay. I hope I'm right. I hope I'm right about Ban Leno. Let me know in the comments box below. What do you think about Ban Leno? Do you think he was outstanding? Do you think he deserves more than just a 7? Or you think I'm right? I would really, really want to know. Right. I would really want to know. Okay. I think I am changing my mind again because of Partey could have played Coutinho, Douglas Luiz, and Gini. I think he deserves man of the match. Hypocrite. But I love it. I love it when we I love it when we literally cannot choose who our man of the match is. Not because our players have been poor, but because our players have been so good. Right. I love it. Leno 7. Anu says Leno gets a 7. Leno 7. Okay. And then Roger says, of course, Partey man of the match. Okay, let's go with Ban Leno 7. Let's go with Ban Leno 7. Okay, Martin says, what a match, what a result to go in the international break. The last kick almost killed me. Partey man of the match, absolutely. Me too. I almost freaked out. Yeah, I almost freaked out. But so Leno, we've gone with a 7. Cedric Suarez also played well today, lads. Played well, and I think this is either one of the two things. Either Mikel Arteta's coaching is that players should remain, one of the fullbacks should remain to form a back 3 because Xavi does that. Look, I know you don't watch Barcelona, but what Xavi does is he pushes up like Alaba. Alaba pushes up, up very high, and then Araujo, Gerard Piqué, and Dani Alves, remain behind to form a back 3. So when Barcelona are attacking, look, when they set up, it is a 4-3-3. When they're attacking, it becomes a 3-4-3 or 3-5-2. And I think Mikel Arteta is doing that. We've seen it with Tommy. Tommy doesn't actually operate so much beyond the center line. And Cedric as well is doing the same thing. Because, look, let me show you Cedric's heat map. so that you can see what I'm talking about here. If you look at Cedric's heat map there, lads, the red is more concentrated in our own half than in the opposition half. This is a game where we controlled events. This is a game where we were good. We were absolutely better than them. So you would expect your fullbacks to push high up the pitch. Actually, let's do this. Let's look at Kieran Tierney. It would give us a better picture of what I'm talking about. Right. So look at Kieran Tierney. Look at Kieran Tierney. Tierney is actually a little bit, higher. Of course, his concentration is more in our, in our own half. I do not know why, but at least you can see that he has, a bigger contribution, a better contribution than Cedric. On the other hand, but I think both of them really played well, and I don't think I would give them anything less or more than a 7. I think both of them, both Kieran Tierney and Cedric, I would give them a 7. I would definitely give them just a 7. It's enough. It's enough, right? Yeah, it's enough. Their work going forward was not that huge, and I think with fullbacks, you need them to be pushing up high the pitch. They need to be pushing up high the pitch. So, player ratings for Kieran Tierney and Cedric, I've gone with a 7 as well. I think they were just okay. Now, Ben White today had a huge role. I think White, Partey, and Cedric had to deal with Jacob Ramsey and Philippe Coutinho. That's it. And on the other side, Jacob Ramsey, Ashley Young, and Tyron Mings had to deal with Bukayo Saka. They failed terribly at it. And the reason that's why I think Ben White, could have been man of the match. How well did he perform against Philippe Coutinho? Because we know the quality and we know the kind of player Philippe Coutinho is. But he closed him down. And when I was watching this game, I was shouting one word. When Coutinho had the ball, when Oli Watkins had the ball, I was shouting one word: close him down, close him down. And White did it well. What I like about White, look, he's a centre back that has a lot to his game, but the simplicity in decision making. Have you seen it, lads? Like, he will put it in a corner, he'll put it in a throw in. As simple as that. As the team regroups, right? As the team regroups, I think we were about to concede in the dying minutes of the game when Pepe tries to clear the ball. It's falling from the sky. It's a difficult ball. Head it out. Head it into a corner. Let us because we defend very well against corners. Or head it beyond. He tries to kick it. He mistimes it. And my heart skips. But Ben White was outstanding today. I'll give him 8 out of 10, lads. 8. Outstanding. Really, really outstanding. Outstanding. Gabriel as well. I think Gabriel was okay because Emi Buendia was not more of a problem. And actually, I think why Gabriel was okay today, Joe McGinn shifted from the right hand side to the left. And then Jacob Ramsey, because Jacob Ramsey was facing a very, very hard time dealing with Bukayo Saka. So Jacob Ramsey shifted down, and then John McGinn shifted up. But Ramsey was not himself today. He wasn't. He really, really wasn't. So was Emi Buendia. So maybe Gabriel 7.5. Not much work to do. Partey 9 out of 10. That game was to be won in the midfield. He knew it, and he did it very well. Yeah, he did it very well. Thank you so much, Anu. Says Ben 9. So with Thomas Partey knew that this game was going to be, won in the midfield. 4-3-3. 4-3-3. That is how both teams set up. Let me show you. You can look at this formation. You can look at the formations there on your screen. 1-2-3, 1-2-3, 1-2-3, 1-2-3. So it's a 4-3-3, right? on both, on for both sides. And look at the numbers. If Saka drops in the midfield and Emil Smith Rowe drops in the midfield, that is 5. If Emi Buendia who drops in the midfield and continue drops in the midfield, that is 5. So it was more like 4-5-1, but compact midfield. So whoever won the midfield would actually take it all. Partey took it all. Partey took it all. So I'll give him a 9. I'll give Partey a 9. Xhaka, the yellow card he got was uncalled for. Really uncalled for. But I think overall it was average. Not very bad, not very poor. I'll give him a 6.5. As given to him. Same as Odegaard. Odegaard in the last 2 games, you can see that his brilliance has not gone. Right? His brilliance has not gone. It's there. It's there. And that's why one of the things that I love about such players like him, when he dies, he doesn't die all. Right? So he's done well. He's done very, very well in terms of linking up play and creating overloads. But brilliantly creating chances for us, he's not done that. Honestly, he's not done that. So Odegaard today, let us give him a 6.5. I hope you lads will agree with me. Let's give him a 6.5. Martin Odegaard, in good faith. Anu says Odegaard 7, Xhaka 6, Partey 9, Gabriel 8. Right, that's good. That's good. At the end of the season, Laka and Edward should be allowed to go. No contract extension. Laka and Edin Ketia. That is according to John. I was about to say it's too harsh, but then I remembered it's not too harsh, right? It's not too harsh. Okay, so up front, Bukayo Saka, the goal, and his performance even, was class. That boy is class, lads. That boy is class. Arsenal have a classy player there. Steven Gerrard could have got everything wrong, but one thing he shouldn't have got wrong was to put Jacob Ramsey and Ashley Young against Saka. That's a mistake. You don't do that. That's a huge mistake. You don't do that. Saka is miles ahead of both of them. And listen, Jacob Ramsey is one of the best players that I love in the Premier League, and he's on my list. Oh, let me check a little. Yeah, he's on my list of the 20 best Premier League youngsters that is going to come out very, very soon on 99 Sport, right? And if you look at that list of 21 and below players that have scored more goals in this season, he has scored 6 for Aston Villa. It's good. But defensive-wise, Saka against Tyrone Mings, the Mings that I know, against Ashley Young, the exhausted Ashley Young with huge age. That's a mistake. That was a mistake. Don't do that, Gerrard, again. Don't do that. So Saka today, lads, I'll give him a 10 out of 10. Gets the winner, performs well, crushes one of my enemies, that is Ashley Young, because look, anyone that was in that team that hit us 8-2 is an enemy. Is an enemy, honestly. I hate them more than I hate Spurs players. So look, Saka for me gets it all. 10. He gets it all, lads. 10. Like I said in the last 2 games, I said this I said this during the preview, that this is not an Alexander Lacazette game. This is not a game where Arsenal, I thought we would play very poorly. I'm so surprised that we played very well. If you watched me in the preview, I thought we would play very poorly, and I wanted us to learn to win while we play poorly, but we played very well. This is not a Lacazette game. Not at all. Not at all. This is a game where you need a prolific striker to pick up the spaces in the penalty area to tap those balls home. Lacazette doesn't do that. He doesn't. Emil Smith Rowe. So Lacazette, lads, I'll give him a 5.5. Yeah, 5.5. I wasn't impressed. Lacazette, I wasn't impressed. Then Emil Smith Rowe. Smith Rowe had a good game. Smith Rowe had a good game, honestly. Yeah, Smith Rowe had a very, very good game. Very good. I'll give him a 7.5 out of 10 because he doesn't look. I think both Martinelli and Smith Rowe are unlucky that they are competing for the same position and the same role in that Arsenal side, but for me they play very differently, very differently. And Smith Rowe is so unlucky that because he has scored now 9 goals for Arsenal, 10 in all competition, 9 in the Premier League, the same as Saka now. But Martinelli has a bigger potential to score more goals than him, right? And then the other thing that I think is unfair with Emil Smith Rowe is that we compare him to Martinelli. Martinelli is a very different kind of player. His pace, his hunger, very different. But Smith Rowe, his ability to widen the pitch, his ability to pick up runners, his ability to dribble is also sensational, very very sensational. And I think at some point in time he didn't make Matikash struggle that much, but he kept him busy. That's what we wanted. We wanted the likes of Ezra Konsa and Matikash to be busy, so that in a 4-3-3, you've got to have your fullbacks push up high the pitch. Okay, they need to be very very mobile, and Smith Rowe and Bukayo make they freeze your fullbacks. So that is what we wanted. We wanted Matikash and Ashley Young to freeze. We never wanted them to have that freedom, and it happened. So Smith Rowe, good performance as well. So 7.5, could be good. Emil Smith Rowe gets an 8. That's from Anu. Laka 7, Saka 9, Odegaard 7 as well. Thank you so much, my man Anu. I'm blessed to have you on the channel. Very very I'm very much blessed. Okay, let's get to some of your opinions now. Kosi, I told you yesterday that if Xhaka and Partey played really well, that we're gonna contain them, and we did. You're right. You were right. I accept when I'm beaten. You are right. They're also quality side. That's why I was afraid. Yeah, they're also quality side. That is why I was really really afraid. Okay. More comments now. More of your comments. Okay. What a performance by a restless Arsenal. Of course, we are not well rested. You're right. Arsenal, especially to such unorganized Villa side that you think have rested enough. This is a huge positive sign for top 4 and away from home. Rogers, that's the only thing I can add. And away from home. Credit to Mikel Arteta. Huge credit, huge credit, because he's managed this side and he has coached them very well. Big up to us. Thank you so much, Suta. Deacon says Partey man of the match. Gabi and White should very very solid lads. Okay. Partey man of the match from Abubakar. Ronald says Partey man of the match. Fabulous performance from the boys. That's according to Ibrahim Abubakar. Partey man of the match. That's according to Ajoy. Julia says Partey was his man of the match as well. Kosi Ming's launch himself to that ball, touched the ball. If he didn't, that is a red card. Yeah, I think that is what bails him out. I think the touch of the ball, that is what bails him out. Yeah, but they have a problem in Mings. What a fabulous match, and well done to the guys. The guys were outstanding in our first half, but the second we switched off. We really need to build our second half performance. It's right. It's right. But I think we've talked about it. We are not well rested. We worked hard against Liverpool as well. So, yeah. I'm very happy with Leno's last save, Kosi. He deserves some credit as well. Yeah, very much. But I think Leno is a good shot stopper. Leno is a good shot stopper. Leno is a good shot stopper. We can't forget that. Leno is a good shot stopper. What a fabulous match, and well done to the lads. The guys are outstanding. All right. Fifth must be Cedric. Oh, Cedric. Of course, how did I forget Cedric? Cedric was part of the company that had to stop Felipe Coutinho. Wow. Yeah. How did I forget that? How did I forget that? You're right. Thank you so much. Yeah. Part of part of the players who played well. Cedric did play very very well. Right, then, lads. Thanks everybody for watching. Smash the like button. I'll be back live today. So see you then.